Well, I am Pops, and let's talk about Tulsa King. I really liked the first episode, but I will say episode two was kind of I want to say a step back, a step down, a slow down, a softer side of Dwight, if you will. And it's not bad per se. And maybe I just had some higher hopes for the show after the first season, the first episode. But so here's the thing: Sly Stone really pulled off Dwight, the mafioso guy who's been behind the fence for like 25 years. He's out. New York sends him to Tulsa, Oklahoma. He immediately, puts his business and his feelers into medicinal marijuana outlet, has an interesting thing with some lady, and then she's an ATF and that kind of thing. So episode two is going to pick up with that. We'll move quickly through the episode, and give you guys a thought, because sometimes the middle pieces can be up and down and sideways and slow, and I'm along for the ride. This isn't bad. This is bad though. This is Sly. Dwight is his nickname is the General because that's what he was named after. And he says that. He reminds us of that, I think, in nearly every episode. But here he's piddling on a computer, pecking away, looking for a daughter. So this is how it begins. He has little glasses on. He has plenty of product in his hair. And he's putting in his daughter's information. He's FedExing back. Or sorry, this is the quick stuff. And it is kind of funny when they have these little lines. Let me play this one for you here. Hopefully you can hear it. So he's mailing this box. So he's basically mailing the cash back to New York. This is the line.
How you doing?
Which, by the way, I laughed. How you doing? I laughed. I know. He definitely is Rocky through and through. He'll never be able to escape it because some of those things are just who he is as a person and as an actor. So anyway, he's overnighting the box.
Send this to New York overnight.
Didn't your parents let him battery through a firearm?
Get it in the box? No. They don't play it up for like ha-has. They just kind of throw humor in. Things like that.
Not for nothing.
Oh, yeah, this is him, basically talking about how bad the world is. And it's like, have you ever heard like cash is king? He's like, we don't take cash, we only take cards. And then you kind of cut and you're out in the credits. And he has to figure out how to navigate, basically how, because everybody uses debit cards now, everybody uses credit cards. So the world's just a different place for Dwight. He's trying to play catch up to a lot of that. Going to get his coffee. Of course, they don't have the right kind of cups. And then let's see. This is the ATF lady, and this is one of the elements of the film that kind of just they center on is this place where he's out there having his stuff, and there's this lady, and she's like, "Go stand in this circle, and you can yell. It's like the center of the universe, and you can yell, and no one can hear you." So this is the artsy fartsy element of the episode. This comes back. So she's okay. She's a fine little cameo row. She's at her therapist discussing, and she ultimately opens up about sleeping with Dwight. And then this is the guy in the opening scene. So this is a scene that's very important because if there were any major issues with the show, it's that it's not very mafioso accurate. Like, so he's released from prison. He goes back to New York. He's there giving him lip. This guy, who is a capo, the underboss is, so he and the boss go way back. And the underboss is the son, Chicky. And this is the other capo. And the other capo and he, exchange words. And then Dwight pops him in the face and punches him. Now, in traditional rules, he'd be dead. So this scene kind of explains, look, we gave him a pass because he's dad's friend. I'll make it right because this dude wants to kill him. And it is done well because you don't quite know exactly where it's going to go. Okay. All right. So then Tyson, who is the great sort of like foil to all of this, is his driver. And I will say this about Tyson. They give Tyson a different look nearly every few scenes. It's really kind of weird. This is the pot house. He's there. They're talking about taking money out, and there's like a little bit more of this exchange, like how this is going to operate. And I will say, I really like that, and I feel it's very believable as someone who's read a lot of books and really studied a lot of that type of culture. It's something that I've tried to write a little bit about and that kind of thing. I enjoyed that a lot, and I love the fact that no matter what you do, it's always about trying to be a better earner. It's always about trying to make more money. And he's immediately going, "We're going to get you a better deal with your supplier." So he's telling Bodhi, "I'm going to go meet your person. This is what we're going to go do. So just figure it out." Dwight's also discussing about getting a license, and then you have this other character that's briefly introduced. His name is Manny, and Manny feels like he's on the hit list. Like, why is Dwight here? And this is the subtleties of Dwight, which I think is what makes him very likable as a character. He's there doing the DMV. So the first shot is he's taking the test, and he just kind of leans over. He grabs the kid, gives him a look, and then starts cheating off his paper, right? And then whenever he goes to take his photo, he turns to the side, and the person's like, "What are you doing?"
Sir, what are you doing?
It makes me so that's the subtleties of the humor in the show that kind of give it a little bit of a relief. And here he has to take the driving test because his license is so old, and they're like, it will be so many weeks. So he literally just pulls out cash and bribes this lady, going, "Oh, I guess we have an appointment for you." And she puts the money in her shirt. I'm like, I really do enjoy the world building that is here. Okay, so this is them doing their thing. They're going around, and they're explaining the deal, right? Because obviously they're not going to let Dwight get killed. He's even a good earner, so they're not letting him going to do that, right? They're like, "No, you got to pay $100,000 to pay the situation off," which is a ton of money, by the way. So that's even brought up now. ATF girl goes to talk to him about, like, what are you doing in Tulsa? You came up. I'm an ATF person, blah, blah, blah. And name drops the daughter. So she obviously knows all about him. She's making it clear she knows all about him. They don't sleep together or anything like that. And then you get more of the backstory with Tyson. So Tyson's watching the SUV, taking care of it. This is the dad. Dad's a plumber. And Dad's kind of giving him the you're going to get yourself killed sort of aura and concern for him, which is all very good. And they go to pick up Bodhi, and they're going to head out. This is just nonsense here, so I don't care about all that. And they're going to go out here and get out of the truck, and they meet basically the pot supplier. And there's some really good lines. It's really some good lines here. I really do enjoy that. The problem is I don't know that we'll have these characters keep showing up, or we'll have more of it, or that kind of thing, right? So it's okay, but I want to see more of it, right? So we're going to go meet the suppliers. They're Jimmy the Creek and Badface because they're Indian, and they start talking about nicknames, and they start talking about some fun stuff, and it is fine. And the thing is, I want more of this. I don't want Jimmy the Creek and Badface to go away. They're interesting characters. And basically, they're sitting there, and he's recutting the deal, and Dwight is really showcasing why he's so important to the mob, because he can do numbers. He knows how to shake people. He knows how to move through and navigate deals. He knows how to make more money. He, of course, is sitting there munching the whole time, not realizing he's in a dispensary. So he's obviously getting high. Then they give him some of the good stuff because they work out the deal. And then you get to probably the worst part of the episode is in this silly drive afterward. And I really didn't care for any of this. It was like a rant about pronouns. He starts talking about Arthur Miller, and I just don't. I just didn't like any of this. I thought so. The only thing that you get out of this is Dwight is a goofy pothead when he's high. That was pretty much the only thing that's remotely relevant. I don't understand why that is relevant. I don't understand why it needed to be 4 or 5 minutes of my time. I didn't need any of that. I didn't get any value out of any of that, basically. Yeah, so there's, like, again, this is the backstory with Manny. Yeah, it is Dwight. and then you kind of cut a little bit further. And you basically just get the idea that it's getting dangerous, and Tyson's going to get caught in the middle because there's a concern about the dad and where they are. And then, of course, there's going to be the he gets to the bank, he gets the account, they send him his card. This is him putting in his credit card. He gets the daughter's information, and he makes a phone call to call the daughter. And you have sad daughter, and you have sad Dwight because of the daughter situation. And he goes back to the little magical place where no one can hear you when you yell. And he's basically apologizing basically to himself. And I just did not like that. I could care. I didn't like any of that. I didn't care for sad Dwight, but I like the fact that Dwight has some baggage. I wish that he knew how to navigate that better. And I would say that coming from that type of lore, we're just presuming they're Italian. So she would have some alliance to him, even if it was, even if it is estranged. So I'm hoping there's more to this, and the daughter becomes part of this. This was a little bit of a slower, tedious episode. Like I said, the whole pot scene got way too long. There's no value in it. There's no meat in there. But there are some great moments. It moves very quickly, a lot of humor and things like that. But again, not ha-ha jokes, just the quirkiness of weirdness of a dude that's been behind the fence for 25 years. He's got his issues with society, issues with how people behave, and trying to find his place in all of this. So if you haven't been watching it, Tulsa King is on Paramount. I think it's Paramount. And, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely on par with like Old Man, which is a Hulu show that I talked about a little bit and enjoyed, where it's an interesting ride. You're world building, and we're developing some different things that, hopefully can be of interest. And if you like those kind of shows, then hopefully it's for you. So anyway, that's my take on it. And I'm Pops, and consider liking, share, subscribe, and all those buttons and bells and buttons down there. So thanks, man.